Hey guys, welcome back to another Valorant Common Knowledge video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about weapon sounds, namely the sounds made when swapping a weapon. I'm going to be showing the difference between first person swapping, and then an enemy swapping their weapon, and then finally an ally swapping their weapon. After I describe the results, I'm going to explain why it's important that the weapon swapping sounds are designed like this in a game specifically like Valorant. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you learned something. In first person, you've probably noticed, unless you play with your sound completely off, that your weapons do make sounds when you swap in between them. Here, I'm showing that no matter what weapon I pick, a pistol, an assault rifle, shotgun, they all have their unique sound from your own perspective. And just like my last video, I have an equalizer to show that audio feedback is there just in case you can't hear well. If we already know that these weapon swaps in first person make noise, then you would probably assume that the enemy can hear them. But before we make that assumption that the game is just like CSGO, let's first go into the enemy perspective. This next clip is that of the enemy perspective. As you might be able to hear or see through the equalizer, there aren't any big jumps in sound, and that's because the enemy isn't actually making any sound with their weapon swaps. The feedback you see in the equalizer is actually just ambient noise from the map, and all maps have this noise. There might be some bird chirping or a refrigerator running. The main takeaway of this is that enemy weapon swaps don't actually make noise, although you can clearly see them happening. Finally, just as you may have suspected, ally weapon swapping sounds don't make noise either. And I'll speed through this one, but this seems very counterintuitive that you can hear your own weapon swaps and the enemies can't. So let me give some reasoning on how I convinced myself that this is actually the way it should be. To explain this discrepancy in point of views, I want to first make a parallel to CSGO, where you can basically have any gun and any grenade on either team. Basically, the penalty for swapping a weapon is equal between the two teams. Now in Valorant, since there are different agents and there's probably going to be a lot more, each agent is going to have their own playstyle. Imagine playing someone stealthy like Jet, or you see Omen here, and whenever you use your ability, you change right back to your gun. That would just completely defeat the purpose of having a stealth kit. Quiet or even completely silent abilities would have an overhead of just switching back to your weapon. And then consider the fact that in each round, there are probably about 30 abilities used. Each one of those would basically give a ping on where the location of that person is, and that just wouldn't be a good mechanic in the game. The effect being, it would limit the ways you can play the game. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and let me know if I missed anything. Bye.